him in Daytona next week, and really hoping for that. Dustin, of course, Matsurs to come out here and join the national tour. We'll see. Hope he joins his brother here.
I am absolutely thrilled with what Derek Powell is doing. This is a guy, pretty much self-sponsored. I mean, he's got sponsors, but it's coming out of his pocket, and he's right behind one of the top riders on one of the best machines on the planet.
Oh, Powell is an absolutely phenomenal rider. Derek, of course, out of Illinois, longtime racer, 43 years old, and he is doing a great job in second place right now.
You're going to surprise him because his wife lives in Indiana.
Well, then they should probably move to the same town at some point.
Rick Lake.
I think it'd be better for the relationship.
Oh,
those
Tyron.
long-distance relationships are tough.
Tyron standing up, stretching out his back already.
Well, Tyron, 31 years old, out of Epinyani, South Africa, now living in the Phoenix area, and part of the Commander team working there. And they manufacture these Commander GP1 hulls in South Africa.
Yes.
Their family has a long history of boat building.
Right.
And so they are no strangers to the process. And, man, I got to tell you, these Commander hulls,
wow,
regardless of what engine configuration you put in them, man, they are pretty spectacular.
I know. I don't want to be a Steve Webster, Dustin Matsouras fanboy, but how can you not when you see how these things go?
Well, you know what they say, the proof is in the pudding, and it's been very evident that these hulls, this whole package has proven to be, I don't know, maybe I would dare say the boat to have.
Hey, I'll tell you what's exciting too. Look at Sammy Niemi on the 13 coming up behind Washington. There's some battles going on in the back of the pack.
Boy, Tyron just looks so good out there. That boat sounds just beautiful. It's a beautiful sound that turbo makes.
Look at Matthew Richuk starting to come up now. He went down earlier. He's starting to pull through traffic. He just got by Niemi.
I wouldn't mind seeing Richuk get on one of these Commanders, to be honest with you.
I'd love to see that.
I think he'd be a real threat, be a real fast rider on one of the Commander hulls. He is a good rider.
Oh, I'd like to see Isaiah Washington, Craig Warner.
They're all,
I mean, seriously. It would be fun to see what happened if they were on similar machines.
Yeah, they are dominant. I mean, let's face it, this is right now the dominant watercraft that we've seen in racing. There are other hulls out there, aftermarket hulls, that are being built that I'm sure are very, very good.
No question.
But for us watching on the, announcing the Pro Watercross Tour, by far the Commander has dominated. I mean, this is it.
It's just, come on. You just look at it. You can see it. There's no question. He's already lapping traffic halfway through the race.
Yep.
And he's not just starting to. He's already lapped a few.
You don't see these days, too many dominant machines come out that really make a statement. And I feel like they are.
Yeah, this is, you know what it is? Here's another Nolenberg analogy for you.
Okay.
Blaster X2.
Blaster X2.
Right.
Well,
the GP1 is like the Blaster that came in and just decimated the X2s. They couldn't keep up, period.
Right,
I mean, it couldn't happen. The only one, Art Chambers, our buddy up in Livermore.
Or maybe analogy would be the 750, coming out. It took a little bit of time and not long, and pretty soon the 550s were relics,
Yeah.
And I think this is kind of a changing of the guard. And this Kawasaki, I'm not sure what they're gonna do to counter, these Commander hulls, because these big Kawasaki SXR 1500s, they're just really having a tough time with the Commanders.
Oh, Isaiah Washington just came off right in front of us, but was able to hold on and rides it out. Meanwhile, here comes Powell. Excuse me, that wasn't Washington. Isaiah Washington right behind Powell. And there's Warner back in the fourth spot. David Cabrera looks like coming up behind him.
And speaking of that, I would love to see some racers come out here on some of those other hulls. The Pro Watercraft hulls, Chris Hagas hulls, the Bullets, which they've had a tremendous amount of success through the years on those. Jimmy Wilson was very competitive with everybody on his carbon hull 2-stroke last year, and he may be again, I don't know. But I would love to see him come out and race and see all these different watercraft compete against each other, you know.
Oh, listen to that thing. I'm sorry.
No, it rips. It's a ripper, man.
Well, I just watched it leap forward, and then I heard the sound. I mean, this thing is.
I love that turbo sound. It is beautiful, isn't it?
Right there,
man. That thing is a monster, no doubt about it. And these guys train. I mean, the Commander team, when they come to a race, their preparation, their presence.
Oh, yeah.
They treat pro watercross like Supercross teams approach Supercross. They are a pro factory team. 2 guys in a shop in Phoenix, a Yamaha dealership, but man, they are a pro factory team and approach it that way. They approach the sport that way, and kudos to them for being dominant.
I got it. I got to love this. I just saw it. Jules Hopkins, who's on a K1 now. Remember, he was in the sport class last year.
Yep.
He just moved over to let Matsouras go by. He knew he was
team orders.
I don't think team orders. I think it's just good sportsmanship by Jules to know that the leader's coming by.
And what a great guy. Jules Hopkins is just a wonderful young man, a great gentleman. I love to see him all the time, you know, and out of Biloxi, Mississippi. And he's going to get faster and faster on that Commander hull as well.
Ooh, that was crazy right there. Craig Warner caught a rail, almost went off, put 1 foot off, accelerated, and was able to stay on top. And he goes by Powell. That's going to help him. Now he's got Washington in front of him. Well, it's not going to help, but it will help for the overall.
Absolutely. It'd make a big difference. And, you know, the Commander hulls, we see this, what's going on, how dominant this performance is by Tyron. But, you know, it's not just the boats. These guys train. They're phenomenally talented riders. They have the good fortune of being brothers that are competitive and training with each other, and they train professionally.
With a family of boat builders, you know, in a manufacturing facility. These kids were, you know, I wonder if they did that in-water Lamaze birthing with both of those, you know?
Well, you can have all the trickest stuff, right?
Right.
But you still have to ride it.
Oh, you got to know how to ride it.
You got to. I mean, you put me out there on that thing, and it's going to look like
white flag out, 1 lap to go.
It's not going to be a pretty sight.
Looks like the Coast Guard came in to watch some pro watercross racing. I can't blame them.
No, I'm not going to blame them for that at all. They're probably going, this is cool.
All right.
As our riders on the last lap, the stand-up class is always impressive. It warms my heart. I love this sport. I love watching these guys on stage. I know what this takes. It is just a grueling event out here, especially in these conditions. And let's face it, it's been a great weekend of racing in brutal conditions. And Tyron Matsouras comes in, boat number 2, the Commander GP1, takes the win. He'll take the overall for the weekend and the points lead heading into Daytona.
Unofficially.
Unofficially. It goes without saying that you and I are unofficial.
Yeah, well, no question about it. No question about it.
I think the other people might have some other comments too, but you know what? We're having a good time.
And as they go to the flag, Warner will take over second. Powell's in third.
Well, that's a big win for Warner.
Or is it? There's Washington.
Taking that, if he did take second, I mean, these points, these guys are racing for the win this weekend, right?
Right.
But a national championship trumps a weekend victory. Just ask Eli Tomac.
Oh, yeah.
Eli Tomac last night dominated Supercross in Las Vegas.
Right.
But because of other mistakes he made throughout the season, it was Cooper Webb that took the title. And at the end of the day, when you go into the Kawasaki race shop, what you see up there on the wall are titles. You don't see wins for the weekend. No. The titles are what they're going for. So no question, if you're a national champion and you want to get sponsorship, that title is important.
It's everything.
It's everything. You know that.
All right, well, up next, race 8 in the Pro Show. Pro-Am Runabout GP.
Oh, it doesn't get any less intense, does it?
Just keeps getting better.
Oh, love these. These two are just great classes back to back. You know, this weekend they've been great classes back-to-back,
Yeah.
let's face it. Yesterday was ridiculous.
Oh.
And,
Early this morning was phenomenal.
it was
This
great
class
racing.
is really, you know, in years past, recently, runabout hasn't really been that much fun to watch. Now,
And GP hasn't.
yeah,
The stock runabouts
right.
have been really good because they're so evenly matched. In GP, invariably, we get one guy that's got the fastest boat, one guy that's got the second fastest boat, on, and that's kind of where they end up for the most part. But I'll tell you what, Baldwin, over the last couple of years, has had the fastest GP for the most part.
Yep.
Ian Tosca has given him a run for his money at times on his factory Sea-Doo, but really Baldwin has been dominant. He's had the fastest ski. I don't know what Troy is running this weekend. We didn't get into that yesterday. Need to talk to him about it, but he's fast.
Yep.
He's right there. So this has been a competitive class.
Well, and, you know, let's talk about that a little bit about Troy. Troy had an injury to his neck. He was out of the sport. He could barely hold on to a pencil or a wrench. And if you look at him, you talk to him, look at his right arm. His right arm is significantly smaller than his left. And they were able to get in there with some new technology. He's got an aluminum lattice work keeping his neck apart. I mean, he is really a robo-man. And we are off and running Pro-Am Runabout GP.
Bionic Snyder, huh?
Yeah, it really is. We'll talk more about that later.
Oh, and it's neither one of them. It takes
Tim
the
Miller.
whole shot.
That's Tim Miller.
Miller's been getting great starts
Oh, Miller's
all weekend.
He's a force to contend with. He just hasn't had a whole shot to make them try and come by. And who's that behind him?
Yep. And where is Snyder? Snyder behind Baldwin in third.
Big bad belly belching Brian Baldwin.
So it's Miller, Baldwin, and Snyder 1, 2, 3 right now in the first lap.
Tim Miller. Whoa, sticks it a little. Baldwin going to give him a little bit of room. No question about it. Watch them as they go. Tim Miller out of Waco, Texas, getting the early lead behind him. Multi-time champion Brian Baldwin behind him. Slugger Troy Snyder, another multi-time champion, powered by Judge Motorsports. Those are some three fast runabouts out there in this Pro-Am Runabout GP class.
Yeah, they are moving.
Thank you. Tim Miller just came up on the beach and says that's Dennis Mack out there.
Dennis D. Mack on the gas. This guy can ride, so no wonder. And he is keeping Baldwin behind him right now. You know, you get the right equipment. These guys are all good in their own right. In GP, you really got to have the equipment, though. You know, you can't. We've seen guys race their stock runabouts in GP, and you know it's tough. You know, it's really tough. It's almost impossible.
Oh, really crazy. And you know what's funny is I saw that boat color and the rider position. It reminded me so much of Tim Miller. I just didn't even look at the paperwork. My apologies to D-Mac. He's out there leading this race. We should call it right. And thanks, Tim, for letting us know.
And Dennis Mack has a first and a fourth so far today.
And
so
look,
he is in the running here. This is,
yeah,
you know.
and he's keeping Baldwin at bay. I mean, he's starting to pull away from him. I wonder if they got that boat running.
Well, Kurt, and Baldwin's got a 5 and a 2.
Yep.
So he's got 7 points. Mack's got 5, and Snyder's got 3.
Oh, Troy.
So Troy has got a shot here, too. You know, he's got to get up there, though. He's going to have to work his way up.
Well, Troy gets by either one of them. He's going to get the overall.
He sure is. And Mack right now is in the driver's seat.
Isn't that crazy?
So if
Loving that.
He would get a third, so that would give him 6. Yeah, Mack gets a first. He's going to take the win today.
Is this a changing of the guard here with Dennis Mack?
I know D-Mack is been impressive this weekend. I have enjoyed watching him race. He really did a nice job. Kicked things off yesterday morning in that first super course race. And but he's got a lot of Brian Baldwin to contend with right now.
But it doesn't matter. Baldwin can pass him. If he stays in second position, he gets the overall.
That's true. Baldwin will have 7. And Mack will have, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that'll give the win to Mack.
And Troy will have 6. Troy will get second. So if Troy gets by Baldwin, he gets the overall.
Dennis Mack in a great position right now for the overall.
Isn't it funny that Baldwin and Snyder racing, it's still, the overall is dependent on the race between the two of them.
Yeah, absolutely. Dennis Mack not giving an inch to Brian Baldwin right now.
He is riding so.
Oh,
no!
Lanyard comes off.
Oh,
poop. What a heartbreaker. He needs to get back up and running. Oh, man. Baldwin goes by. Snyder goes by. Looks like the entire field is going to go by. Maybe, okay, he gets it lit, the fire lit.
Oh, look out, folks.
Wow.
D-Mac is going to be on full-on rage mode.
That is a heartbreaker.
Halfway through, there's still some time. Let's watch what D-Mac does.
Well, he's got to get up to at least, second place to take the overall, right? The third place.
No,
second.
Snyder's got it right now.
He's going to need second place to take the overall. He is going to need second place. Using the Pro Watercross Abacus points counter.
Well, and Snyder would have to be back in third or fourth, though.
That's right.
Pretty much it's Troy Snyder's race to lose now.
Yes.
For the overall. Out in front, though, Brian Baldwin.
Baldwin's a little bit on cruise control right now. It's interesting.
Well, I think he knows the points. Brian's been doing this a long time.
He knows where he's at.
I'll tell you what, we haven't talked much about it, but Juan Lezcano, I'll tell you what, Lezcano has been getting better and better and better. Now, they were just racing down in Argentina a few weeks ago.
Yeah, Lezcano out of Miami on that Miami jet ski team. We saw him come on the scene last year. Very talented rider, no question about it, getting faster by the race.
I'll tell you what, with these Yamahas, it's so close. Right? I mean, this is GP class, but in the stock class, it's rider.
Yeah, and you get thrown into these pro races with these veteran pro champions, and that is no easy task, to say the least. Very challenging.
Hey, want to let Blaster GP class know you guys are coming up next. Dylan Osborne, he's had some good rides this weekend. D-Mac right behind him, but boy, I'll tell you.
Heartbreaker.
Oh, it's frustrating.
That is a heartbreaker right there. I believe that was a lanyard. Not positive, but it seemed like it.
Well, sure, he held up the lanyard for something.
Yeah. But it took a little while to get going, which usually when it's a lanyard, they stick it right back in and take right off.
Yep.
So I'm not sure.
Boy, look at D-Mac. He is just getting blasted on that back straightaway.
Yeah.
He's doing anything he can to make him move up.
Yeah, going from the lead to racing from behind in those conditions is such a difference.
Well, and it looks like he finally got the boat running.
Yeah.
You know, like figured out what it was, but then it wouldn't start. I don't know. Boy, look at that. Mac is just driving that thing really well, even at all this pump wash.
Yeah, he may very well have some gremlins in there that he's been, that's been causing him a lot of problems all weekend long, no question about it.
I wonder if he put whole speed on there before this race.
Oh, he got faster this race.
You know what? Seriously, I'm not kidding at all.
You know what? You're right. He did, didn't he?
Wow. And if that's the case, they could. You couldn't. How much would you pay for that?
He picked up a sponsorship from Whole Speed and comes out here and pulls a hole shot.
Right.
And is leading.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Boy, talk about advertising. White flag, 1 lap to go. Brian Baldwin just having a nice Sunday cruise out there.
Yeah, he really is right now.
Troy Snyder doing a little bit of the same. Troy knows that he's going to get the overall.
But for Baldwin, that 5th place finish in Moto number 1 is going to cost him dearly.
Well,
but it's a long season.
Yeah. Man, could we be any more alike? I don't know.
It's a long season, so anything can happen, and a couple of points. It comes right down to it sometimes, though. 1 point decides the championship, right?
And that's why you can never give up. Like Dennis Mack right now. I mean, this is last lap. He's only got one rider. Let's say realistically he could potentially catch, and he is wide open, man. He is just ballistic on that. Folks, put your hands together for your Moto3 winner, Brian Baldwin.
Baldwin takes a relatively easy victory, surprisingly, in this third moto. Troy Snyder, 110.
Put your hands together.
Second, and he's happy that Judge Toon Yamaha performed very well for Troy all weekend long.
And he has got the overall unofficially. Dylan Osborne comes through after one Lezcano. Lezcano in third. Looks like Osborne in fourth.
Mac is dejected. Comes across the line with his head down, but you know what? He's got to keep his head up because he put on a real good show this weekend, and he is very competitive with everybody.
Yeah, no question. A D-Mac has arrived. This is his coming out party, I'll tell you that. All right, Blaster GP up next.
All right, now we move on to Blaster GP. So these are pretty exotic works machines out here based on the very, very popular Yamaha Wave Blaster hull. Wave Blaster really hasn't been manufactured since the mid-90s. But this is really not a true vintage class. You would call it vintage, but it really isn't. This is a very, very popular class. These machines in this GP class are often carbon fiber, very, very thick, lightweight carbon hulls with and often triple cylinder Kawasaki motors in them that are highly evolved. These motors have been tuned and evolved for over a decade or more, and are extremely potent, very, very fast engines. Really were the dominant engine in stand-up racing until recently with the emergence of these SXR 1500s and the as well as the turbo-powered Yamaha that Tyron Matsuura utilized. So these are very, very fast boats, and everybody, the guys that race these love them, absolutely love to ride them, and we usually see some very good racing.
No question about it, Rick Lake, and there they go, Sam Nemi with a great drive on the inside.
Yes, Nemi, no surprise, but he's not going to take the whole shot, I don't think. Nope.
Keith Dill.
It looks like Hayden Skellett with the whole shot. I believe that's 296
there you
out
go.
in front. And Skellett took the win in that last stock sport class. So Hayden Skellett, the 14-year-old out of Port Charlotte, has got the early lead with Sam Nemi right behind him.
Then there's Keith Dill, then Johnny Smith.
You remember that Skellett was battling with Dill in that stock moto, but Skellett now out in front of Dill here in GP.
Oh, yeah. Boy, Billy Dearman back in the pack. He's way back there. Glenn Young back there as well. Danny Ayala. Hayden Skellett, though, out in front, and he's stretching his lead over Sam Nemi.
Well, he is one of the few riders out here. He's going to have a little power to weight advantage over Sam Nemi, and those boats are probably pretty evenly matched, I'm guessing. They look like it.
They look like, I don't know, as I watch Nemi, his boat's riding higher in the water, and he's a lot heavier than Hayden. I think that's a whole difference there.
It could very well be. I'm not sure what Hayden's running, but he is very fast, getting faster by the race, and he is really growing into a top-level racer.
I'll tell you what, you know what? Sam Nemi has got to be thrilled for Skellett, you know? He's one of his sponsored riders. The families, this is such a family organization, you know, Pro Watercross and all the different racing families, you know, they pretty much all get along. And Nemi has been such a supporter. Obviously, they are the presenting sponsor, Broward Motorsports. All 5 of their dealerships out here, by the way. But he's got to be proud that this kid he's helped sponsor for a few years is out front. Now, don't get me wrong. He'll pass the little guy as soon as he can.
I'll tell you something on that.
If he can.
Yes. Oh, and Sam almost goes. What a save by Sam Nemi.
Man.
He is riding on the ragged edge trying to catch young Hayden Skellett. Now, Sam told me last year in Naples, he said that when they go practice, his son, Sammy, if he's in front of him, he said Sam can't get around him. And Hayden and Sammy are very, contemporaries on the same pace and trajectory in racing. So he may not get by Hayden. I would not say anybody else out there. I would say, yeah, Sam's probably going to get him. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either. There's a little caveat. Everything you said was accurate, with the exception of that Sam was riding his GP, and when he was talking about Sammy, he says he's on the stock boat and I can't get around him.
No, absolutely.
That is critical, because Hayden on a GP boat, well, you see what happens.
He's actually pulling away from Sam right now.
He's like Tyron Skellett.
He's actually pulling away from Sam just a little bit. He's got a couple bow legs on him, and Sam is riding as hard as he possibly can right now.
You just keep stealing my thoughts. I was going to tell you, and Sam Nemi is throwing that boat into the corners. I mean, he's doing everything he can to keep up. You can see he's getting bounced around out there.
He might be doing a little too much, actually. But look at Skellett gapping him.
Oh, man, that's what I'm thinking. Well, I'm also looking at lap traffic. Hayden's by. Now Sam's got to get by. That puts a buffer between the two of them, and he's just going away.
Hayden Skellett, 14 years old, out of Port Charlotte. Of course, riding for Wade Shape and Performance, Action Kawasaki, Abaco Glasses, and Commander Industries, as well as Broward Motorsports. And Sam is dropping off the pace a little bit. Hayden is putting the wood to everybody here in Moto number 3.
How many Skellett fans do we have down there?
Got to be, I know there's a couple. Mom and Dad. My bad side.
Oh, missed it, huh?
Oh, look at the lead now. Hayden Skellett has opened up over Sam Nemi. Sam Nemi,
half a lap.
One of the best, if not the best, blaster riders out here today, right?
Oh, absolutely.
He
no
has
question.
Consistently dominated this class. Well, is this a changing of the guard?
Well, I'll tell you what. Pensacola bringing a lot of surprises to us.
Yes, it really is.
And you know what? Nothing against Sam Nemi, but boy, is it good to see Hayden Skellett, one of the younger kids, just like Sammy Nemi, the Compton kids. There's a whole group of families that are out here. The Powells. Yeah, you just go on and on. It's truly a family sport, and these kids taking over where Dad left off.
Well, yeah, there's no question about it. It's a new generation coming up. And what happens is Sam You know, Sam is 46 years old. Let's face it, he's not going to get faster. He's super fast.
Right.
But Hayden is 14. He has gotten faster from last year, and he's going to continue to get faster. He's got a long ways to go. These guys are going to keep getting faster until they hit their 30s.
I'm just so impressed with the way Hayden is riding this whole weekend. I mean, he didn't destroy every moto, but depending on what he had and the position he had, he made the most out of it all the way through. I don't think he had a horrible race all year.
Now, I will say that despite the fact that Hayden is dominating this moto, he is not going to take the overall today.
No, that'll be Sam, and I'm certain that feeds into him just relaxing, let's save the machine.
He may be kind of letting Hayden get away just a little bit here in moto number 3. He doesn't need this win.
Nope. There's Keith Dill, though. He'd sure like to get up there and play with Sam, as would Billy Dearman and Glenn Jung.
And this will be a huge confidence booster for Hayden Skellett as well. You know, that may play into Sam's thinking here in this Moto 3.
No question.
These are riders that he's been part of bringing up in the sport and nurturing and growing and teaching, and to see one of his proteges take off like this and really perform has got to feel pretty good for him.
Absolutely.
Boy, Johnny Smith just started out like a ball of fire yesterday morning on that blaster, and just had trouble since then. But one thing I know, I can always know where he's at on the course.
No question about that.
That's the loudest watercraft out here.
Unless you lose your hearing.
Two-stroke motors are alive and well.
Hallelujah. Oh, rider down. Oh, that's not good. Hayden. Oh, what a move Hayden made to bypass that downed rider. Wow.
Yeah, Hayden
skill again.
He is in the zone here in moto number 3, no doubt about it. This is going to be a huge boost of confidence for Hayden Skellett.
Boy, watch it as he comes by. Skellett one more time. He launches off that wave, heading on out. We need Pro-Am Ski Stock to the line. Pro-Am Ski Stock, you are up next. You know, as we broadcast this over the World Wide Web, and we're enjoying this Hayden Skellett coming out party in moto number 3.
Absolutely.
I just want to give a shout out real quick to Richard Ignacio, live streaming 247.com. Our live streaming partners, M&M Power Sports and Marine, and the Primo Wind. Thank you to getting us around the world. And here he comes. Call it.
Taking the checkered flag in a dominating performance in moto number 3. Hayden Skellett takes the win. Wow.
Right behind him, though, Sam Nemi. Sam Nemi going to be your overall champion today for the weekend, unofficially. So, Johnny Smith coming in behind. I'm not certain that Johnny was in a third spot.
I don't think so. Yeah. But I just looked over and saw Sam Nemi give Hayden Skellett a big thumbs up.
Yeah. Yeah, I see the 85. I normally call that Ken Waddle, but I don't see him on the list. Perhaps another rider on that machine.
Wow, that was impressive. Hayden Skellett. And, of course, Sam, impressive as always, brought that number 13 around to take the overall.
Oh, yeah. Here comes Billy Dearman comes through, and Glenn Young will finish us off. And here we go, Pro-Am Ski Stock, moto number 3. All right, and Pro-Am Ski Stock on the 00 machine out of Apex, North Carolina. 30 years old, self-sponsored, Callaway Turner. On the number 1 Yamaha out of Pomaria, South Carolina, sponsored by LPW Performance, Hurricane Racing, Jet Pilot, and HydroTurf, Kenny McKenzie.
Boat number 13 out of Davie, Florida, on the Broward Motorsports, Judge Motorsports, Jet Trim, Jet Pilot, Exotic Signs, Shoei Helmets, and Works Performance, Kawasaki, Sammy Nimi.
On the number 15 Yamaha out of High Point, North Carolina, sponsored by Superior Auto House Performance, Performance Jet Ski and Cycle, Amsoil, Fly Racing, Hurricane Racing, STB Racing, JC Racing, and Works H2O Design, young and upcoming Matthew Richuk.
Boat number 20 out of Gold Coast, Australia, on the Speed Zone Action Horizon Stunts Yamaha, Guy Greenland.
Out of Moreno Valley, California, on the number 22 Yamaha, sponsored by Yamaha, Riva Racing, Watercraft Clinic, Wiseco, and Gasket Tech, Tyler Hill.
Number 50 on the Hunters, out of Huntersville, North Carolina, on the Judge Motorsports Yamaha, Paul Pachowski.
On the 182 Kawasaki out of Macella, Georgia, Brock Harris.
Boat number 296, boy, coming back-to-back motos. Can you believe this? Out of Port Charlotte, on the Wade Chapin Performance Action Kawasaki Yamaha, Hayden Skellett.
I'll tell you what, got to use that adrenaline while you can.
Or your youth.
Yeah, for sure. On the 419 Yamaha out of Lino Lakes, Minnesota, Jeff Hansen, sponsored by Hansen Sports, Extreme Max Products, and EB Ski.
And doesn't Hansen Sports just sound like a place from Minnesota?
Yeah.
You know, that's
Don't
it.
you know?
Don't you know?
Don't you know?
Number 702 out of Raleigh, North Carolina, on the Amsoil Hurricane Racing Tapped Out Cycles Yamaha, Jeb Zarzauer.
Okay, if I said Yamaha and 60 years old in the stand-up class, who would you think of? The 811 of Marshall Brown.
Amazing. And
Amazing.
859 out of Roseville, Michigan, on the Yamaha, Brandon Cornlinson. Pro-Am Ski Stock, Moto number 3. And our winner with a clean sweep so far has been Matthew Richuk, and he is on the inside pole position. Closest to our starter, course marshal Randy, sitting out there with the flags, got his hand up in the air. Oh, we got a set coming in on the outside. Some rollers coming in.
Hayden Skellett having a little issue with that boat. They're putting up a 2-minute sign.
Got a 2-minute hold. 2-minute hold on the line. So that's a good move to give Hayden another couple minutes to catch his breath.
Oh, I don't think they're doing that. They're running to fix that machine.
I'm not so sure. I think that's what I'd be doing.
He's holding his hand in the air, saying, "Hold on."
I would be if it were me. I would be looking for an hour hold.
A 2-hour hold.
I need a nap.
Yeah.
Before the next moto.
Right. I love that.
I need a nap and a case of Red Bull.
Yeah. Whoa! Oh, and that just took the line out.
There goes the field.
Now,
set, I saw that set coming in. It arrived.
Well, you know what? The holders have got to be smart enough to move back, too.
The 2-minute hold is just a crusher on this one.
Well,
one more wave, then they're going to get going, hopefully.
Oh,
on the outside, boy, that rider got a jump. Big jump on the outside.
Enormous jump on the outside. I don't think it's going to matter in the overall.
No, I don't think so either. Looks like 182. Brock Harris out of Musela, Georgia, takes the lead. Wow, nice job by Brock to get out in front.
Oh, yeah. Well, he was second in the last one.
Yeah, he's had a decent day. Had a rough day yesterday with a 10th, and he had second this morning.
Looks like Hayden Skellett back there in about 4th spot. Matthew Richuk back in 6th or so. All right, let's watch him as he comes around. First is Harris.
Brock Harris.
Tyler Hill, out of the Hill family out of Arizona.
Brock Harris on that Kawasaki 800.
There's Kenny McKenzie back in the 4th spot. There's Hayden Skellett in 5th, and a battle raging behind him. Riders trying to go by on either side. Hayden not having any of that, thank you very much. Well, maybe a little.
That's interesting, this stock Pro-Am ski stock class, there's mostly Yamaha Superjets and a few Kawasaki 800s in this one. But Superjet is definitely the overwhelming boat of choice. But Brock Harris says, well, you guys made a bad choice because I got this Kawasaki out front.
Wicked up. I'm like, man, SXR 800, great boat.
Oh, great boat.
Seriously, I mean, really, one of my all-time favorites.
Nice, fun boat to ride.
Oh, nice ski action. Did you see how Brock Harris went sideways instead of straight so he wouldn't drop down and just rode that thing in? Sweet.
Kind of surfed that wave just a little bit. Coming in the inside section, dealing with a little bit of some rollers coming through. He's having no problem whatsoever thus far. Looking real strong and steady out in front. But boat number 1 right behind him, Kenny McKenzie's putting the pressure on. Yeah,
McKenzie, good strong rider, finished second in moto number 1. Had a couple problems in the second moto. He'd love to move up a little bit.
Well, he's got a 2nd and a 6th, so if he gets a good finish here in moto 3, he's going to be looking at a podium.
Quite possibly. I'll try to get the math going here now.
Well, Matthew Ritchuk's easy to figure out.
Yep.
Except for the fact that he's not winning this one.
Doesn't need to. Honestly, there's nobody even close.
No.
He's the only one that was really consistent. No, that's not true. Tyler Hill was 8th and 9th.
That's a little different than 1st and 1st.
Yes, it is. But it is consistent compared to, 2nd and a 10th for Brock Harris.
Exactly. Well, yesterday was a rough day in this class for everybody. I mean, it was mayhem out there, and these riders were brilliant in their riding yesterday, I felt.
Well, I tell you what, they were, and they're doing the job today. This is close. Okay, first, Matthew Ritchuk finishes like 6th or better. He'll absolutely win, no question. But second position, let's see.
Well, Ritchuk's in 7th.
I'm sorry, Kenny McKenzie's got 8 points. Next rider would be Brock Harris and Hayden. No, it would be Jeff Hansen with 11, and then Brock Harris and Hayden Skellett with 12. Brandon Cortlandson with 13.
Oh, and Ritchuk's got a problem. He's in 7th right now with motor trouble.
Is he really?
He's hopping around on that thing. Something's not right. So he may not get 6th or better. It's hard to say right now. He is having some problems out there. He is mired in 7th at the moment. Wow, that would be an upset.
Well, let's see. Brock Harris would have 13 points, and that would mean that that would mean that Matthew Ritchuk has to finish 10th or better.
10th, I think he's going to manage.
That's all it would take. That's what you get
Well,
when you're,
and
who's down out there?
And I think he just moved up a spot right now as the rider in front of him bobbled a little bit. But he is definitely not charging. I'm not sure if that's by design or what's going on, but
I got to think so.
I don't know.
These riders can do the math. He's in 6th position. He's got a 4-position buffer.
When you're 18, you do not want to finish in 6th no matter what.
You
want to put a whipping on everybody and walk away with your chest out and your head held high. And I had a 3-moto domination, man.
I think he's smarter than that. I'll tell you that. Honestly, I think
Matthew not
Ritchuk
many
is
are.
Smarter than, no, but a few are. A few.
I wouldn't be. I'll be the first to admit it. I wouldn't be.
I got to say, I would be.
I just want to.
I always did the math before I went to the line. Are you kidding me?
I just want to put the hurt on everybody. But of course, that doesn't always work out so well.
Did I tell you I crashed in 66% of my race weekends? I'm not kidding. First year of road racing. Was still 4th in the nation.
That's a bad percentage.
It was crazy bad. But I learned a lot.
Yeah, don't crash.
Asphalt hurts every state you're in.
Don't crash.
I actually got pretty good at not crashing. Pretty good. Richard making a move now, going to fifth spot.
You must have gotten better because you're here.
Yeah, right. Well, I survived. That's what I think, maybe. Look at Richuk, just not backing down at all. Like you said, Rick, he goes into fifth and he's not battling. There he goes. He's into fourth.
I just think he's had some little gremlins in there because he was completely dominant in the first two motos. I mean, it wasn't even close.
Doesn't take much salt water to make one of these
machines
stop.
It doesn't.
You know, there's another one, Hayden Skeller, all the way to the back here, too. Now, I will say Hayden looks gassed.
Yeah,
straight up. Come on.
He may be.
Those elbows are bending. The handle pole's flopping. He's like, please, let me off of this.
He's
got some water.
He's got a seventh, and he's had a lot of time on this course this weekend.
All right, so here's Harris in first position. Brock's doing a great job, doing his sponsors well. In second, Kenny McKenzie. McKenzie, boy, moto number one.
He's looking good.
Yeah, he had 8 points. He'll have, 9, 10 here. And right behind him in third, Matthew Richuk. And Richuk is really back down now. You got a rider down in the backstretch there. Trying to get that thing going. Looks like he's under his own power. Up next, Pro-Am runabout box stock.
That might be Marshall Brown that went down back there. I'm not sure until he comes around, but I believe that was the 811. The 811 Yamaha Superjet of Marshall Brown, and he may be gassed as well. That young man of 60 years of age has put in a lot of laps here today, and that was Marshall Brown who was down back there. So he's starting to feel it here in the latter stages of this weekend of racing.
How can you not?
Golly. Amazing.
Richuk just getting it. I mean, rider down in front of him. There goes Kenny McKenzie. Richuk could have come up from almost dead last. Brock Harris is the only impediment to him making a 3-moto sweep, Rick Lake.
Yeah, I'm sure he wants it badly. There's no doubt in my mind. And you know what?
He's going to get it.
It could happen.
He's going to get it. There's 2 lappers in front of him, in front of Brock Harris. And then look at Richuk. He's coming in Mach 7. Whoa.
I feel like he had some kind of a problem in there, and it could be electrical like we were talking about earlier. Yeah. You know, those that two-stroke that two-stroke Superjet, that's definitely susceptible.
Oh, and here it comes, folks. Brock Harris looks behind him, sees Matthew Richuk right there. So I'm not sure there's much to do about it. Lapped rider in front are going to get the blue and yellow flag as they come around. That's he's going to do it. Marshall Brown moving out of the way. And look at the battle for first. Richuk taking over from Brock Harris. And Matthew Richuk has just accomplished from last to first. Absolutely spectacular riding by Mr. Richuk.
Yeah, I think at 18 years old, that chest gets a little puffed out. You want to put a whooping on your buddies, man. There is no doubt about it.
Yep.
He's not as wise and sage as you, Kurt.
Yeah, right.
He's just going to put the pedal to the metal.
My family at home is laughing their heads off right now, Rick Lake. Thank you very much. And Marshall Brown going down lap as
Richuk goes down.
By, and then he's back up again.
You know something, Kurt? These guys are gassed.
Oh.
This has been a very, very challenging weekend of racing for everyone out there. As I mentioned earlier, I just so impressed with all the riders who survived yesterday. Yesterday was gnarly, man.
Yeah.
That was as gnarly as it gets, and they were spectacular.
Yeah.
But it does take its toll.
White flag coming out. Matt Richuk.
Pro-Am ski stock. Richuk dominating here all weekend long. Richuk
No doubt about it.
They're my favorite rider on the course because I can always see where he's at.
By that brilliant fluorescent green helmet, and it amazes me that not more riders
Man.
have taken that.
Well, then everybody would look the same. We wouldn't know the difference.
Exactly. Then he'd go to a black helmet, and we could still tell because he's got that kind of,
That's it.
you know? Final trip through. There's Tyler Hill. Hill all the way from California. He's riding for Yamaha and Riva Racing.
It's funny, back in the day, I never even had to look at numbers in the old pro ski days because I knew Jacobs and Sheldon and Gocher and all those guys. I didn't need their numbers. Well, I just knew them. I mean, Fischetti, you just knew who everybody was on the track.
By their body positioning.
You knew who everybody was.
3'4" of them.
They all had their own look. They all had their own tricked out gear, their own designs, and their boats were all, different. And the checkered flag comes out. Put your hands together. An awesome performance. Matthew Ritchuk pumps his fist into the air and takes 3 straight motos in Pro-Am ski stock, and a great weekend of racing for Matthew.
Gotta love it. Absolutely gotta love it. That Ritchuk family got to be really proud of their young man right now.
And then we'll sort out the rest of the numbers and the points later on. We'll let the scorekeepers do that.
Well, I'll tell you, I think Kenny McKenzie's going to get second overall.
It looks like
he came in with 8. Nobody else was close. Jeff Hansen, potentially. Tyler Hill, no, not so much. He got hurt early on there.
Oh, boy. Pro-Am Runabout box stock up next. Woo-hoo! Pro-Am Runabout box stock.
All right, let's get some runabout box stock math going here, huh?
A pair of 2s I see for Snyder, a pair of 1s for Baldwin. Then from there it gets a little crazier. First and second is pretty decisive. From there back it's a little dicier.
Yeah, you see, okay, so Brian Baldwin got 2 points. Tim Miller got 8 points. Troy Snyder got 4 points. And Dennis Max got 10. So those are the only ones that are really in it for the overall. And they're off. Oh, here we go. C2L. Oh! Ram Geek just pitches it sideways, almost gets taken out completely by Troy Snyder. Troy does his best and avoids him. Amazing riding by Troy Snyder. And look out, Troy. Ram Geet's crazy in front of you, but there's Baldwin behind you.
Van J. Ram
and Baldwin goes by.
Ram Geet out of the Grand Caymans. We know he's got some fans watching on the live stream right now and cheering him on as he leads the way around here. And photo number 3 for Pro-Am Runabout box stock.
All right, and that is Tim Miller now in fourth position, excuse me. No, that's not fourth position. It's got to be 1, 2. Yes, it is. Third, fourth spot. All right, that's good enough. How about that? Ram Geet and Baldwin both took the penalty buoy as they missed one at the very end there. Ramgeet, though, ooh, throwing that Sea-Doo sideways. He has got all kinds of Baldwin all over the back of him.
I'll tell you what, though, they're cheering in the Grand Caymans right now.
No question about it.
They're watching this battle on the live stream, and we saw Vanjay Ramgeet last year in Naples look very fast and strong.
I was thinking the exact same thing.
And outside of Claude Clayton and Ian Tosk, about the only other Sea-Doo pilot out here, you know, and he's making it look good right now, keeping a very fast Brian Baldwin behind him.
Yeah, Baldwin knows he's got it too. I'm just going to throw it out there that as aggressive as Baldwin is, he knows if he stays in the position he's in, he's got the overall easily. And Brian Baldwin takes these double yellows better than anybody on, at least that's here this weekend.
Did I just, you're saying Brian Baldwin's going to take it easy?
Relatively. Whoa! He says he almost takes out the buoy.
Are you talking about the same Brian Baldwin I am?
Let me put it another way. He's going to take his time.
Oh, that's not going to take long as Ramgeet gets ejected.
Bye-bye.
Man, that seems to happen fairly often as Ramgeet goes for a swim. It does.
Yeah.
It does. Those boats have some quirky handling, and there you go.
You need like a seat belt or something.
They're a little different.
As I see our race director, Robert Sands, cringe when I say seatbelt on a runabout.
Oh, God, a seatbelt.
He's like, I don't think I haven't thought of it.
I think there's a move afoot to eliminate those highly
seats?
bolstered seats
as
well.
It cost, in this class, it cost Armenio Iantosca the World Championship last year because he rode his GP seat. He got protested.
That's right.
They took away the win.
Yeah.
And you know what? I mean, as much as we love the Iantosca family and, you know, wanted him to win based on his father's passing and all the things that were going on, you just can't bend the rules. It's just you do it once and then it's over.
Hey, people are good friends and family off the race course. On the race course, it's professional racing. It's all business.
Yeah.
And that's the way it has to be.
It has to.
Yeah. And but yeah, it's interesting. There is a move to eliminate those highly bolstered seats, and I guess some people feel it's a safety issue.
I think both directions, to be honest. It allows you to hold on to those super high horsepower machines, but the fact is they're going really, really fast. I mean,
yeah, if you ever looked at the boat that Kaza rides out in Europe, I mean, that thing's crazy. I mean, the first time I saw that, I was like, what are you doing, dude?
Yeah.
But it worked for him.
Yeah, well, 90 in my, oh! Lescano riding the inside of Gentleman Jim Bennett.
Wow.
Oh, those two are going to talk later.
Wow, that's some good
race. Gentleman Jim.
Some racing going on out there.
They just rubbed rails all the way around the turn and halfway down the straightaway.
They are getting it on out here.
I'll tell you what.
Look at that. Look at those conditions. I mean, it is churned up. The water is just frothing, and these guys are battling tooth and nail here this afternoon. What a great day of racing. This is awesome.
And it just keeps getting better.
Oh, my goodness. Vanjay Ramgeet back up and underway. He's in that mix back there. Look at the ocean. It is just churned.
It's spectacular. So now I'm going to go back. There's Tim Miller on the 37. Here comes Troy Snyder and D-Mac behind him. So that's second, third, and fourth, I am fairly certain.
Can you say pump wash?
There's Dean Harrison on that 225. Oh, lots of it.
This salt water gets churned up even.
Yeah.
It gets frothier than fresh water, I believe.
Well, I'll tell you what, Brian Baldwin's doing his best to froth up the water.
Oh, he really is.
He's coming around to start lapping people.
Yeah.
And second position is literally 3/4 of a lap back.
Yeah, he could back it down now if he wanted.
And that's Tim Miller, not a slow rider at all.
Not at all.
With Troy Snyder, the slugger pushing behind him, and Miller's kept Snyder behind him. Here comes Snyder, though. Snyder sets up, makes a move. Miller just able to hold him. Tim Miller giving a little bit too much room, and look at that. Who's behind him? That's D-Mac going all around Snyder.
Yeah, Miller, Snyder, and D-Mac getting after it right now. Battling for position here. Really trying to get second place in this final moto.
Yeah, and Dean Harrison right behind D-Mac. You know, those SUP-CROSS guys, they've got extra laps on everybody, and they're right up there in podium position.
No question about it, and this is a battle taking place. Make no mistake, these riders are riding for everything they've got out here in this third moto. These are points on the line, and this is a money-paying race as well.
Brian Baldwin just slicing through traffic now. He's already lapped a few riders, and there's a lot more in his sights.
I mean, these guys are racing for bucks, you know. There is a person in this class, and they want a part of it.
Boy, can I just tell you that today in this moto, Brian Baldwin is spectacular.
Oh, yeah.
Seriously.
He is checked out.
Oh, Lescano got by Bennett. Bennett didn't miss the yellow buoys, was headed to the orange. Saw his mistake and was able to get back on. He's still in front of Dylan Osborne, and both of those two are in front of Ben J. Ramgeet.
The white flag out. We're on the final lap here.
Oh, you know what that means? We're going to junior ski stock 10, 12, and 13, 15. No kidding this time, folks. Junior ski stock 10 to 12. And 13, 15, head on down to the line.
Our final pro moto of the day winding down here on the final lap. As Brian Baldwin's going to lead it around, he is going to take the win, but the battle behind him,
look at that. He
is intense.
Yeah, white flag out. Baldwin comes around. He lapped up to third place.
Amazing. Amazing performance on a box stock.
Yeah. Yeah, there's that Brian Baldwin yell. He got first and fourth in the same race.
Box stock, you rarely see that much separation.
Yeah, that was a spectacular
I mean, we've seen
ride,
the riders
really.
go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right down to the finish with a boat length between them, right?
Yep.
But the battle is going to be for second. But Tim Miller looks like he's going to hang on here with less than a lap to go.
Oh, yeah, you drive all the way from Texas. You get a whole shot like that, you want to hold on.
Tim Miller working it around the final couple of turns.
Really nice gentleman, great family. I'll tell you what, Tim Miller, great guy to have on your side. You see TMR, that's Tim Miller Racing, help sponsor other riders. Give him a round of applause. Second in this moto. In third, slugger Troy Snyder. He'll be up for second overall, I believe. I'll have to take a look at that. And then D-Mac right behind. And Dean Harrison right there with him.
Check. Hello. It's on. Hey. You got to stand up taller. Oh, I don't know. What am I going to ask? I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to ask you. I am here. If you guys don't know who this is one of the true legends of jet ski racing, personal watercraft racing. This is Jeff Kamikaze Kantz, one of the great showmen in the sport and a legend. And I haven't seen you for a while. It's good to see you. How are you?
Man, it's great to be here. I only live about 45 minutes from here, and I just couldn't pass up the opportunity to come up and see everybody.
Well, everybody, that's been around this sport for any length of time, I think has the poster of you hanging it somewhere in their house. That classic poster, I think, was in Splash magazine originally. I'm not sure, but you were jumping the truck backwards on the X2. Tell me about that.
Back in the good days, back at Buddy Beach and Havasu. That was.
How did that come about?
Man, we just were playing around, and Jeff Ames just happened to be there with his camera, and we just made this little ramp, and we jumped in Jeff Pierce's truck.
What gave you, what happened in your mind to have you think about going backwards on the X2 off a ramp?
I rode the thing backwards better than I rode it forward, so I just did it naturally.
Yeah, you had a lot of good days on the tour back then. Those Tuesday night shows on ESPN, you were one of the mainstays in pro freestyle and really were the innovator on the X2.
Yeah, back then, that was, I wish we had the power these boys have now, but it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we had some good days back then, huh?
Yes, we did.
Yeah, you enjoyed them to the fullest extent, I believe.
To the utmost.
To the utmost. What's your favorite memory?
Oh man, so many. I don't really have I would obviously have to say the first World Championship would have to be the best memory, you know. But it was fun. My whole career was just so. I just wished it was still going on, but.
Well, we enjoyed seeing don't forget about that tiki bar either, right?
Oh.
We had some good memories there. Nautical Inn?
Nautical Inn, oh yeah. Oh my God.
Very good memories. Well, yeah. It's really, now you enjoy coming out to the races, obviously, still. You
yeah, you know, I don't do it enough, but, you know, you kind of you kind of grow up and get away from it, but I think my son's been really bugging me to get back into it, so I'm going to try to maybe get him into it again.
Well, we would love to see you back out here with your son. We got a lot of fathers and sons into it, and it's just good to see you, man.
Good to see you, Rick, man. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, pleasure. One of the legends, Jeff Kamikaze Kantz, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for your time.
Jeff, you ever think about doing 44 backflips in a row? That's what you can do now with this new equipment. Oh, it's crazy.
We didn't have a quarter of that.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah, a 1200cc twin with a prop that big, nozzle like that. Right. Did we get to get these guys off the line for the night? Okay. All right, so unfortunately, our ambulance just had to transport someone, so we've got to wait until we have it on site. We want to be absolutely safe. So let's get the kids out of the water, the boats out of the surf here. Everybody relax for a few minutes. As soon as that ambulance is back, we'll go ahead and get it going. And if somebody tell Dustin Voss's crew that he can ride that boat out of there, because we're not going to be racing for a few minutes yet. Man, this set is just brutal.
High speeds, high flying action. Who will be the next world champion? We find out next on CBS Sports Network. Welcome to beautiful Naples, Florida, the Paradise Coast. It's a gorgeous day here out on the water at Sugden Regional Park. This is the Broward Motorsports Pro Watercross World Championship. Now, I'm about to introduce you guys to the three classes we're covering today. First up, we have the Pro Ski GP. These are the stand-up watercrafts that reach speeds up to 75 miles an hour. Next up, the Pro Runabout box stock. These are the ones strictly out of the box that you could go to your local dealer and bring right out here and race. And lastly, one of the most popular, the Pro Sport GP that reaches speeds up to 75 miles an hour. Now we're about to show you just what these elite athletes have to go through on this course from a first-person perspective. Kurt and Rick, up to you guys.
All right, we're on board with Callaway Turner for the Jet Trim lap of the day. Charging to the first turn. Turner a little behind here going into the first turn, Kurt.
Yeah, he's having to deal with the pump wash of the two riders in front of him. but he's in a great position, tight to the buoy. They're going to make a hard U-turn. Watch him as he tries to gain position here. Callaway Turner trying to chase this rider down.
We see him looking over to his right to see who's next to him. Nobody there. He's got some clean water now. One rider in front of him, and he is charging on to the front straightaway. A couple more turns, and he's in the inside split onto the first turn.
You see him look behind, make sure nobody's there. Again, he's going wide up and down that Broward Motorsports front straightaway. He's making the left. Here comes the log jump. Callaway Turner up and over. Well done. As he makes his way through the chicane system over on the far right-hand side of the track. Rick, where's he going?
Turner looking again, see if anybody's next to him. Nobody there. Makes a nice left-hand turn. Now he's got to stay real clean as they head towards the back part of the straightaway. What he wants to do is enter the back straightaway with as much speed as he can so that he can really gain on anybody in front of him and not give up a position or get passed on that straightaway.
No question about it. As he goes off the end of the straightaway, he's taking the inside split, going to try and make a move here. 2 more buoys before he comes out to the main straightaway. Here he goes. Watch it, the next orange buoy. He's going left and across the finish line, and that's your jet trim lap of the day.
Now today is not only about pro watercross. We have some high-flying freestyle action and some motorized surfboards. Yeah, you heard me right. You don't want to miss this. Stick around for the Broward Motorsports Pro Watercross World Championship.
The Broward Motorsports Pro Watercross World Championship on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Naples, Marco Island, Everglades Convention and Visitors Bureau, Florida's Paradise Coast. By Broward Motorsports, you gotta ride. And by Shark Energy, feed the beast.
So we offer a complete engine kit. It comes with everything you would need to rebuild your outboard engine. We offer a complete kit, different sizes. We offer all different sizes pistons. The kit comes complete with gaskets, piston, everything you need, bearings to do your whole engine.
saying this isn't his fast boat at all. This is his practice boat. They couldn't get everything done before the first round. Well, I can't wait to see what happens when he comes out with something with, what his dad considers more speed. I'm telling you.
15 years old.
Wow.
And he is just prime. That's a perfect age to really get fast.
Taylor Skellett, the only other one in the amateur ski GP class.
That young man, Camden Powell, is primed. You know, got good coaching, got good backing, and you know, he's got a lot of talent on that stand-up.
Well, I'll tell you what, the family that races together gets better.
Okay.
It's the way it is. Ask the Nemes, ask the Skeletts.
Oh, yeah,
You know?
totally.
I mean, you don't even have to ask them. You can see it. Yep.
Yeah. I think the conditions this weekend are starting to take their toll on our racers. As this has been a very challenging weekend and physically demanding for all these racers this weekend. And yet Marshall Brown, at
Second
60
overall.
plus years old, continues to charge the race course. I don't know. I'm running out of superlatives. I feel like I've said the same thing over and over all weekend. But I mean, this is stand-up racing. This is a very physically demanding sport. And to see anybody out there over 40 really charging and racing is impressive. Let alone 60. I mean, come on. I am impressed. Is
that the 145?
Looks like 145 coming by down the front straightaway.
Yeah, that's Wajtall, Chris Wajtall out of Dallas, Georgia.
I just became friends with him on Facebook.
I was just going to say, my newest Facebook friend.
Yeah, mine too.
Yeah. He got me first.
Oh, damn it. I knew it.
You know what that means? You're second.
I'm going to delete him.
So, looks like we're missing Jeb Zarzauer and Taylor Skellett. I'll see if I missed it coming around here. I'll tell you what, the surf is tough on the body and tough on the equipment, no question.
It really is, and then they're going to have to re-rack everything and come back to Daytona next weekend. Yeah, but don't tell Marshall Brown that it's hard. He'd laugh at you.
You kidding me? He's going to go out and run 6 miles after he finishes this moto.
What are you talking about, mate?
Just getting warmed up, mate.
Do they say mate in New Zealand as well as Australia? I'm not sure.
I'm not sure, but if you call him,
my New Zealand, who was the great racer from New Zealand years ago, runabout racer, tall, long hair, great kid, really nice guy.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name, but I'd have to ask him. I don't know. You remember who I'm talking about? God, I can't think of his name. Checkered flag comes out for 44. Camden Powell takes the win and a clean sweep.
That's 3 in a row for Camden.
Yep. Good weekend of racing for Camden Powell, no question about it.
Yeah, truly no question about it.
I think Maverick is starting to lose it. It's clear. We're having some issues here. It's been a long weekend up on the tower.
I saw some empty Coronas back there. I'm not sure how they got that way. I'm just saying.
Wow. Yeah. Unseen hero. Well,
there you go.
Marshall Brown.
He's going to take the overall in Veteran Ski GP.
The unseen hero from this whole production, from 247livestream.com, you know, Richard Ignacio. What a job he does.
And, you know, those of us that know him well call him Maverick to his face.
Ex-Air Force. We need $895 for Pro-Am Ski Stock to Tech immediately. $895 for Pro-Am Ski Stock. We need you in Tech. Yeah, long weekend for the crew, for everybody. Kurt and I kind of get the best of it. We just get to sit up here and laugh and talk and enjoy the races, but there's so much going on behind the scenes, and certainly Richard Ignacio with just a boatload of equipment that he hauls around and sets up and makes all this happen is very impressive, to say the least.
No question about it. It is absolutely world-beating.
So when he starts losing his mind on Sunday afternoon, you know, we just kind of accept that as part of the deal.
We got a shout-out. We need Brandon Corlinson out of Roseville, Michigan. You need to get to Tech. You do not want to lose your position. Brandon Cornelson out of Roseville, Michigan. Yeah, in the Pro-Am ski stock class, you need to get to Tech immediately. Please do not pass go. Go directly to Tech. Sorry, Mr. Lake.
Hey, we got to take care of business.
Well, we'd hate for somebody to lose a position because they forgot to go to Tech.
We don't want that. Little housekeeping.
That's right.
But we're going to amateur runabout box stock, third moto. It looks like it's going to be kind of tight. Graham Hunt's got a 1 and a 2. Seth Nama's got a 3 and a 1. And those two look like they're got the best shot at the overall.
Yep, no question about it.
But we'll see what happens. Here we go, final moto.
Charlie Smith. Big Charlie Smith, I can see him from the back, even though he's riding a different color boat.
I know he's changed up on us this year, and it's throwing me off a little bit.
No, he had a mechanical first thing in the weekend. He didn't even get to race his own boat yet. And they've been kind enough to put him on the 243 out there.
So I'm saying it doesn't look right.
No, it doesn't. But looks like he's getting the hang of that boat a little bit. He's in third position.
Yeah, he's a good rider, no question about it. That's 70. What is that?
Is that James Dollarhide, the new rider?
Let's see, 731.
Whoa, 731.
Is that right? Not sure.
That's what you saw. Yeah, I mean, there's no other 7 series.
It's getting harder to see as the sun starts coming over. The glare out here on the racetrack is starting to kind of overtake, and hard to read those numbers right now.
Yeah. No, I just saying.
Seth Nama is our race leader, number 215.
Oh, there you go.
So he has a 3-1, and now he is in position for the overall.
Whoa.
If he can hang on to this lead, which he's doing a pretty good job. Looks like Graham Hunt in second on 808 behind him.
Yeah, those are the 2 riders out there front with the most the fewest points.
Yep, and then as you said, Charlie Smith in third right now on the 243. So right now it is Seth Nama out of Woodstock, Georgia, riding for PWC Muscle on the Yamaha in the lead.
We see Seiji Groom on that 116 machine, the Sea-Doo. He's ballistically fast, but I'm pretty sure everybody who's ridden that machine this weekend has hit the eject button pretty seriously.
I think so too.
I'm just kind of keeping an eye on that.
Yeah, I don't know. Those have some quirks. The handling quirks on those are a little different, and I could see why that's happening actually.
Up next, ski 4-stroke stock to the line. White flag out. Ski 4-stroke stock. Race 23 to the line. Boy, Nick Krupka getting some air as they're heading back out.
Yeah, those Sea-Doos were designed, this hull, to handle offshore rougher conditions, to be sure. But I think there still needs some dialing in process on them. because the handling definitely, these guys definitely get tossed.
Wow.
We've seen it a number of times.
Enough times.
For it to be a coincidence.
Billy Dearman is taking the get off of the weekend, though.
Oh,
that one out there.
Oh, no question about it.
Oh, spectacular.
He
No
just
offense.
jarred. Well, checkered flag comes out.
Yeah.
Seth Namath, wow, nice win for him in Moto number 3.
He's going to get the overall.
It should definitely give him the overall, barring any scoring difficulties. So,
And the crazy thing is, Namath and Hunt are tied on points, but Namath got the final Moto win. 5-5. That was it.
It came right down to that last Moto battle in the first and second.
And the aforementioned Sea-Doo get-off right in front of us.
I'm telling you, man, it's something about that hole. I don't know what it is. When I rode it, I felt there was I don't know, it's something different. I can't put my finger on it.
Just makes you thirsty and you want to jump in the water?
I loved it. I mean, it's fun to ride.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Did you get tossed?
But I felt like it hunted.
Yeah, that is the scariest feeling. Oh, at max speed.
And it just hunted a little bit for me.
Yep. You ever ride a Polaris 785 Pro?
No, I did not.
They were incredible closed course machines. And at any second, at any point at the race, they turned sideways and pitch you. I mean, they were hunting. It was constantly hunting.
What was that first Yamaha triple hull that came out? What was that called?
Wave Rider.
No.
Raider. Thank you.
Now that boat.
Good knowledge, Robert Sands.
I borrowed one from Yamaha to race in an endurance race in Vegas. I drove out there, launched it at Lake Mead. Just used to riding stand-ups wide open. Riding a 550 or 650, just pinned everywhere. No big deal.
I can visualize it
Got
right
on this
now.
Wave Raider and just pinned it across Lake Mead, and that thing started swapping so violently, it scared the hell out of me. I went right back to shore and put a helmet on.
Yeah.
I said, no, I'm going to wear a helmet riding this thing.
Yeah.
And that was evil.
Yeah. Yeah, and yet, Dan Fitzgerald rode the wheels off of those things.
He's a lot better rider than I am, to say the least, to begin with. But you put the time on him, and you learn him, and you get a. But Dan Fitzgerald probably didn't ride a stock one in his life.
No, not at all.
No.
All right, we're trying to get these runabouts off. Ski Stock wants to get out there and race.
Yeah, I ran out of talent on that one, I think. But everybody had the same experience on those.
Yeah.
They were swappers, man.
Ran out of talent, but not testicles.
Well, when they back then, no. But when they put the bigger motors in these boats, these hulls, they got bigger triple-cylinder motors.
Yeah.
The speeds increased, and that necessitated some hull evolution as well.
No question.
Because you rode those fast runabouts.
Oh, yeah.
You know what it was like.
I was an XIR sponsored rider, no question about it.
Yeah, and that was a whole developmental period.
Oh, man.
That changes were taking place quickly, right?
Speaking of John Stevens. Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That might have been him flying over earlier.
Good time. Dropping something out of his boat?
No, not John Stevens.
Or his
All right, last call for T-shirts. Last call for T-shirts, DVDs, any of the Pro Watercross gear. We're gonna close it up. We got to get everything put away, get ready for awards. So last opportunity, and what a great opportunity for Mr. Powell.
Ski 4-stroke stock.
He's taking the whole shot.
Back underway here, Ski 4-stroke stock. This is the battle of the Kawasaki SXR 1500s, essentially.
I think they call this, see who will get second behind Derek Powell.
Is that this? That's what this class is.
That's what this class is. I mean, he's just gone.
I agree with you, but I will say also that Isaiah Washington has ridden strong all weekend long to finish
No question.
a close second behind Powell in each moto. And what do you know? Powell's in the lead.
Guess who?
And wait.
No, that's Jose Wispele. Now, he's
Wow.
been in third in each of the motos, I believe. And where is Washington? Dead last.
He is dead last right now. Wow.
Whoa, got a rider down and back up again on the far on the back stretch.
Oh. Yeah, out in front, Derek Powell. Derek out of Syracuse, Indiana, on that SXR 1500, riding for Speed Racing, Bullet Racing, Z-Force Racing. Huh, he's sponsored by Bullet Racing, huh?
Yeah, surprise, surprise.
That's interesting.
Hey, you know what's crazy?
On a stock whole SXR 1500?
Well, I think that's his sponsorship for GPN stock. You know,
Yeah.
the same sponsors, you got to give him love no matter what you're riding. If he was on a bicycle, he'd be, you know.
But Bullet Racing makes aftermarket hulls.
That's one of the things they do.
I'm just trying to put 2 and 2 together here. I'm coming up with 3.
I'm thinking Derek Powell is a lot more knowledgeable than that. It would never bring a modified hull into a stock
No, but I'm thinking about the future.
class. Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's conceivable that Bullet could be coming out with a hull to put the SXR 1500 engine into.
They'd be wise to. It's a great base.
I'm just saying it's possible. If I were them, I'd probably be looking at it.
I don't know, man. I'm thinking if I'm a hull manufacturer, I'm looking at a triple Yamaha with a turbo.
I don't know.
At least for surf races. No, I mean, not saying it because obviously Dustin goes really well on the Cowie 4-cylinder.
Yep.
But that turbo is, I never would have thought it was turbo technology, came on the scene 20 years ago. The turbo lag was just horrible, but they've got that down.
Oh, yeah.
These things are just spectacular.
They're dialed. The difference being you're running a stock, naturally aspirated 4-stroke engine versus a pretty highly tuned 4-stroke engine with a turbo.
Yep, no question about it.
Longevity is going to go to that stock 4-stroke, and maybe economically that's not a bad choice.
Not a bad choice at all. Anything you can throw pump gas in and go.
Yeah.
Now, having said that,
you want the turbo.
Just information that came my way this weekend that I'm happy to share with you off mic. You will not believe what I'm going to be telling you.
Oh, I believe you. I'll believe anything.
About some of the riders, the machines they're riding, and what kind of fuel they're putting in it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Powell right now, though, look at him. I don't think it matters what fuel's in there. He is gone.
Well, he's got talent, and that's the bottom line in this sport. Stand-up racing, you really got to have talent and skill. There's no way
Checkered
around
flag.
Derek Powell cruises in.
All right, that's 3 first place positions in any kind of racing I know. That's first overall.
And EJ Vizo out of Miami takes second. Nice ride for him here in Moto number 3.
You got 10 points.
Looks like that is boat number 13 in third. Jose Vizvele. Oh, and not sure the finish on that one. Leave that up to the judges, our officials, I should say, not judges. But Isaiah tried to get by. I think it was Cabrera right at the checker. Did he make it or not is the question. I have to see the replay.
Oh, you did?
Looks like Isaiah Washington. That little effort at the end paid off for him. I believe he squeaked by and got by that position. So kudos to Isaiah for never giving up and slowing down right to the bitter end, Kurt.
And he did get second overall based on what I've seen here with points.
That's huge.
Up next, Junior Spark, 13-15.
Well, we see Buttercup one more time come out. Got Kenny Compton, McLaren Garmin, and Haley Compton. Here comes Kenny. Looks like, is that Haley down there on the water right now? Waiting for the arrival of her brother, Kenny. And here comes McLaren. So we've got our riders. This is Junior Spark Stock 13 to 15. And if you're a youngster and you got a youngster and you like this kind of riding and racing, you want to come out here, you can invest in a Spark at a very, very modest cost. They are great watercraft, and about new. They're, in the $5,000 to $6,000, $7,000 range. You can get them down around that range, and you could probably buy a used one for less.
Whoa! Buttercup got a shot, but here his sister Haley held it down. It's going to be close.
I think Buttercup.
Does she cut off brother? No, she doesn't. Lets him have the inside, as she should.
Kenny has found some speed here. Moto 1, he was back off the pace now. Moto 2, he dominated. Moto 3, he's out in front already. So young Kenny Compton on the Sea-Doo Spark getting after it.
All right, veterans runabout box stock. They'll be coming up next. Here he goes. Buttercup Compton with another hole shot and starting to lead away his sister Haley. But look out, Haley, you've got McLaren Garmin to deal with. She is right behind you.
McLaren and Haley having a great battle for second right now.
Boy, Kenny's landing that thing out there. He is riding the tail off of that thing.
Yeah, he is. Well, these youngsters are getting the feel for racing, getting to enjoy the sport, and this is just a great way to enter personal watercraft racing on the Pro Watercross Tour. And it's really fun to see these young kids get out here and really start developing. They get better and better very quickly, get their confidence built up, get their skills built up, and their stamina a little bit, and they just get better and better.
Kind of like us.
Same thing.
It's been a couple of years. We're getting better, and I'm looking out here today with this beautiful weather, this gorgeous location. I forgot all about the last 6 months, from World Championships. They're history. We're racing now, and we're going on for the summer. It's going to be
summer's
exciting.
this is the kickoff to summer for me.
No about it, doubt it.
It's going to go from now until the beginning of November when we end it in hashtag
the race to Naples.
Race
right?
to Naples. Yep.
Was it race to Naples? Yeah, not. Did I say that out loud?
Hashtag race to Naples. I knew right where your head was going with that one, Mr. Nolenberg.
Well, I know, but you know what? What's keeping our head in the games is the live stream. The live stream from Richard Ignacio, livestream247.com, and it's brought, somebody's got to pay the bills. You know who's doing it? That's M&M Power Sports and Marine out of Wilton, California, the #1 supplier of used parts for personal watercraft going all the way back to the 80s. I've been to his shop. I've seen what he's got. It's amazing. And UTV stuff. He's huge in UTVs now. You need wheels, tires, suspension, any of that stuff, he's got it. And Primo Wind. We just
looking forward to that next weekend, man.
I wish we're showing it off right now today, but
I can't wait.
It's only going to be a week. We're going to show that thing off.
It's
I'm
so
excited.
Cool. We are pretty innovative. This is going to be the tower next weekend. Bringing you the live stream, the announcing, everything is going to be powered by the wind and solar. It's kind of exciting to be part of that. We've got totally Richard Ignacio with the live stream making this happen at a very high level. He's evolving this. He's got new gear. We're getting new waterproof cameras coming up. He's got this waterproof, powerful. I mean, we can broadcast, I think, to Mars right now, if I'm not mistaken.
Right, and you throw in alert GPS. I mean, another electronic.
So let's coming on board.
I was just going to say, let's talk about the gorilla in the room. And no, I don't mean Robert Sands. What I mean is electric-powered watercraft.
Well, yeah.
They're got to be coming.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You know it. I mean, absolutely.
There was a free ride ski that was built that's electric-powered that was purchased by a big corporation. Hey, checkered flag comes out for Buttercup. Kenny Compton, put your hands together for Kenny Compton with a great win here Moto number 3 in junior
man.
Spark stock.
I looked down, and his mom's got a handful of buttercup flowers for him. I just can't believe that she brought those all the way from Texas.
Stephanie down there videoing her kids
Oh,
coming.
yeah.
Here comes Haley. And really heartwarming to watch, you know.
It's not live, it's jive. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Drake Stanley watching the two of those kids he knows very well down there.
Oh,
in.
yeah.
Got a great team here on the Pro Watercross National Tour, and Drake cheering the kids as they come by.
Oh, yeah, McLaren Garmin. She didn't
Garmin.
have a win this weekend, but she's been out front before. And as these riders, head on through the tour, they're going to get better and better.
Well, I love to see it. So
Veterans Runabout box stock. I see Jim Bennett out there just waiting. He cannot wait to be on this. There's Frank Crandall bringing out the Kawasaki, that number 7. There's Ryan Rasmussen. Kenny Compton just having a ball, riding off the backside of the waves coming in. Little celebratory little run. It's like, it's the last race of the day. Come on, let me sit out here for a little while longer.
I doubt he wants to come off the water.
No, definitely not.
His kids just want to keep on riding. Their energy is endless, and enthusiasm just boundless.
No doubt about it.
Veterans Runabout box stock. We've got boat number 7, Frank Crandall, on the Kawasaki down there.
On the number 22, Ryan Rasmussen.
157 on the Yamaha, Jim Bennett.
We're looking for that blue 243 of Charlie. Oh, there he is. Charlie Smith just going to ride through this one. Let it pick him up and ride away. Thank you very much. Man, being nice to the owner of that boat, he could have just hit the throttle in the sand and honed that pump out.
I was just thinking that watching him.
So I mean, two minds with a single thought. Wait a minute, that didn't sound good.
These guys know what they're doing. They are veteran PWC
Oh,
operators.
boy. Ryan Rasmussen looked like he might get the hole shot from the middle there. We'll see. Hold on. Yeah.
He's going to hang on to it around the first couple bends. There's Rasmussen.
Jim Bennett right behind him.
Rasmussen with a pair of first-place finishes in Moto 1 and 2 already underneath his belt, so he's got one more to go here.
Well, let's not forget, Jim Bennett was out front in Moto number 1.
Yep.
Oh, as he backs it in, hit that pump wash and just slid right through. Here we go. We call him Gentleman Jim Bennett, one of the nicest guys you'll ever want to meet. I mean, really, truly, a gentleman. Gentleman hits it hard left, went a little wide there, but, stay on the ski. Charlie Smith in that third position, followed by Crandall. Crandall, the only Kawasaki in the box stock runabout class.
Really, only a couple, I think, here the entire weekend of those ultras.
Whoa, Rasmussen almost getting knocked off the ski there. Yeah, buddy. And that is Jim Bennett.
Taking
the lead with Ryan Rasmussen behind him. Didn't see what happened to Rasmussen. Obviously had an error. Maybe he took the buoy. I'm not sure.
Well, Bennett got by regardless and goes into the lead. Remember, like you were alluding to in that first moto, Bennett really dominated, although he missed a buoy.
Boy, he was gone.
Consistently.
I want to say beginner ski stock to the line. You guys are up next. Beginner ski stock, race 26, to the line. Yes, sir. Maybe. Here he goes, gentlemen. Jim Bennett coming around, getting the white flag. 1 lap to go. Behind him, Ryan Rasmussen in third. On that unfamiliar blue boat, that's Charlie Smith.
Yeah, we got to adjust to that. Well, he'll be back on his other one next weekend, I'm sure. So
We would hope. We would hope.
but,
And then Frank Crandall, lone Kawasaki out there in the 4th position. Checker flag coming out. Jim Bennett first, Ryan Rasmussen second. That'll give Rasmussen the overall. Charlie Smith. So here's the math on that, Rick, is Ryan Rasmussen's getting the overall. Jim Bennett and Charlie Smith, the same points. Hey, you know what we need? We need a representative from Pensacola Sports up here.
is there anybody on the beach from Pensacola Sports right now standing behind the flagging tower? Any representatives from Pensacola Sports on the beach here? We'd love to have you come on up to the tower.
Be careful on those stairs, a little rough on bare feet.
Oh, we always get everybody's attention. So we have, Mal, sooner or later, we're going to get you.
Well, I was
we're
going to
gonna
say
get
speak
ya.
for yourself, but you truly are speaking for both of us. Beginner ski stock on the line.
Beginner ski stock on the starting line. Hey,
What's your name, sir? Mike Kurt Nolenberg. So I'll tell you what, for Pro Watercross, you know, from the whole group, we just absolutely love Pensacola. And we hear that you're the new man on the beach. This is for you, sir. I hope you'll put that up in the office and show it proudly, because we look forward to coming to here every single year. This is the finest racing position on the planet.
We appreciate it. So on behalf of Pensacola Sports, thank everybody for coming out and supporting Pro Watercross, coming out to beautiful Pensacola Beach. We hope you guys enjoyed yourselves and be moved. We appreciate it.
I can tell you everybody here loves Pensacola Beach. Every racer you talk to, the families, everyone, this is absolutely perfect, as Kurt said, and thank you so much for having us.
We appreciate the way you dialed up the excitement for us yesterday afternoon. That made for some fantastic racing. The first racing day of the year for us. We really appreciate it, Mike. Look forward to coming back and seeing you here next year. Congratulations on your new position. All right now. Well, let's finish it out. Oh, we got a rider rolled over there. Ouch, that's David Golder. Got caught under his machine in this beginner ski stock.
This is not the first time he has had trouble on the start today, and I got to tell you, my heart goes out to David Golder. Really nice guy, 55 years old, still campaigning a stand-up. Man, what a stud.
And drove from Pennsylvania by himself, just, come all the way down here.
People that love this sport, they make it happen, and it's really cool to watch and see these guys out here.
No question about it.
Yep.
Whoa, David getting in the neck and jumping through those waves. And Randy says, go. You just go.
That was pretty funny. But
well, Patrick Steyer.
Yeah.
He's like.
Taylor Stewart's looking back.
I know. Is it okay? Can I go? He's such a nice kid, right?
Yeah, he is.
He's like, are you sure this is a start, sir?
And
Patrick Steyer, yeah, it's a start, kid. Get behind me. All right, well, that's beginner ski stock. Oh, there's only going to be 4 laps. Sports stock, you are coming up next. All right, sports stock, know that you are coming up next. Race 27. All right. And look at that. Looks like Taylor Stewart took over the lead on that 315. And as soon as I say that, he takes a water sample.
And so does Steyer.
I like the way they coordinate that.
They did. It was very, very beautiful, actually.
It's like, is there a place called Cypress Gardens out here? They've
been training there.
Yeah. Okay, got it.
Well, Taylor Stewart certainly picked up the pace from that first moto where he had a lot of troubles.
Yeah, you know what? It's really, I think it's first race jitters. You get down, slammed around a little bit. All of a sudden, you kind of get into the rhythm. You
and
you
he
get
had some
comfortable.
boat problems.
He must have.
That thing was not running.
Well, I'm pretty sure there was a different boat that he had.
Oh, this is a different ski.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he's got some issues with his own. He's probably somebody let him ride this one, which is really cool, to say the least.
Man, he's riding the wheels of it on that back straightaway.
Yeah, he is. He's getting better. He came on last year. I think first time I've seen him, and just learning. And man, he's gotten a lot better from last season, hasn't he?
Yes, he has. And it's funny because he was brilliantly fast right away in a straight line.
Yeah.
And now he's learning to turn and stay. And I'm not kidding.
No,
I really
he'll
mean
hold
that.
the throttle on. We know that.
Yeah, he had no problem doing that. I think he races motocross and a bunch of different bicycles as well, too, I believe, mountain bikes.
I think he's finding crashing on the watercraft a lot better than the motocross bike, as we all
no.
transition. Lanyard.
He's like,
and
why
here
aren't you
comes
running?
Steyer.
Why aren't you running? Please start.
Oh. If it wasn't for bad luck, Taylor might not have any luck at all.
Give Taylor a can of WD-40 because that thing's still running. It's just not running on both of those cylinders, unfortunately.
That's too bad. Hate to see that. There he goes. Got it lit up. Well, no, that was somebody else taking off, I heard. Thought, okay, he's got it running. Nope.
Well, it's been running, but it's just not running very fast.
Yeah. 2 miles an hour is not going to get it done. Sports stock up next. Race 27, sports stock, Moto 3.
Halfway through now. David Golder. Now, if your last name is Golder, wouldn't you paint everything you own gold? I know you would, so would I. Goldfinger. Speaking about that throttle finger, right?
It's getting late on Sunday. That's all I know. Mav's starting to lose it. You're singing the theme from Goldfinger. What next?
Oh, you don't want to ask that question. You know what? You called it. That's it. You're driving me crazy. I'm throwing stuff off the tower.
We got T-shirts, whoever.
Who wants a T-shirt over here? We got anybody that wants a T-shirt?
What do we got? HydroTurf T-shirt. We got T-shirts.
All right.
Look at this guy.
Let's make it easy. There they go.
Hey, they showed up first.
Anybody else?
We got more.
Uh-oh. We're going to hit the eject button.
Oh, you got to have better hands than that.
All right. One more. This is the final one.
You got any more? Is that it?
No, that's it. You know what? I'm just going to put this one in the bag because what are we going to do with this bag by itself anyway.
There you go.
Now these bags, these are specialty bags that are, no, they're not. There we go. Oh, and I was wrong. There's one more.
Matthew,
Well, that's it.
Richuk's looking for a free shirt. What's the door? You're supposed to be handing them out. You're the champion. You're the champion.
Oh, he says for my mom. Look at him. Oh, my goodness. Could he be the child from heaven? Great rides today, Matthew. Golder coming in. Going to get that ski off the water. Checkered flag.
Nice job, David Golder, Taylor Stewart, and Patrick Steyer.
Wow.
These guys in beginner
Now-
ski stock were out there yesterday.
Yeah, I got to ask you, because I didn't see it. I was looking at Golder as he came in.
He came in first somehow.
Well, he came into the beach first.
Yes.
Patrick Steyer and Taylor Stewart, do we know which one crossed the line first? Because whichever one did is the overall winner. They were tied on
Didn't
points.
catch it. You'll have to ask our
You'll have to ask the pit
esteemed
board.
scorer, Darlene Nolenberg.
I got an in with her. Well, that's all right. We'll check the pit board, and we'll be handing out the correct awards a little later. All right, sports stock. Oh, this is going to be a good one.
Oh, yeah. Back to sports stock, and, man, Hayden Skellett putting a whipping on everybody in sports these days, and he's got a pair of first place in this stock class.
I wonder if it's just taking those extra 2 numbers off the boat. You know, just a single digit seems to work really well for him.
Yeah, he's looking good. Looking really good with a pair of firsts.
Bobby Cordone, he's sitting back there a couple points back. He'd love to get a whole shot if Hayden wouldn't be out front so much. He might have a chance at the overall.
Well, he does have a chance at the overall. He's going to need to win.
Yep, for sure.
Or at least have Hayden a couple of places behind him. And go from there.
That'll do it.
Yeah.
That'll do it.
So we'll see. So
who else is close?
Anything can happen.
Nobody else is really close to take it away from them easily. 2
And
points, 4 points. The next rider is at 10.
I'm going to guess Hayden's up to the task, but
Oh, yeah.
by the same token, this young man has put in a lot of rides this weekend in pretty rough conditions. So, got to go one more here.
You know what I'm not
Where
seeing?
is Cardone? I don't see
Right,
Cardone.
where is Bobby Cardone? The 239 machine is on the beach.
Is it really?
It really is.
And he is not going to make it to this final moto. That is
Whoa!
a disappointment.
And Hayden Skellett, gone. I'm
Well,
just
I
calling
hate
it.
to see that for Bobby Cardone. He's ridden well all weekend, and not to make this third moto has got to be very, very depressing. That is a shame. Wow.
I see Bobby walking up with a fuel can. I don't know what.
Boat number 2 out in front, Hayden Skellett, not wasting any time getting into the lead. Skellett out in front. It looks like possibly Sammy Niemi in second behind him. And those two have battled so many times. And it is Skellett down the front straightaway with the lead. Niemi in second.
Who's that third spot?
It's a 5, so it looks like 584 possibly.
Oh, Sean Brennan.
Let me check that again. Yeah, that is 584. Sean Brennan in third. So Skellett leads it. Niemi in second, and Brennan now running in third place.
Yeah, 4 more races. This is the first of the final 4 races. Motos, excuse me.
Motos.
And Hayden Skellett gone.
He is pushing the lead right now over Sammy Niemi.
Well, I say gone. Sammy Niemi on that 13. Those two battle all the time on the practice track.
Yep.
Let's see what's happening.
And on the racetrack many, many, many times, both in ski and sport.
I hope so. Check it out. Niemi's trying to run down Skellett. These two going at it.
Sammy Niemi comes by, halfway to go. 5:84 is Sean Brennan in third place. And no Bobby Cardone in this third moto. Very surprising considering Bobby had a pair of second place finishes in the first 2 motos and nearly beat Hayden in moto number 2.
You know, back in that 5th spot, Ken Waddle. And Waddle hasn't been up front as much this weekend as we normally see him.
No.
But I'll tell you what, that's a 48-year-old against 13 and 14-year-olds out front. I'm telling you, these kids are fast.
Yeah, they are. They're some really impressive riders. And they have been for quite some time.
Oh, yes, absolutely, which is the reason they're given the opportunity to advance in those classes, and they're proven today that they've got the skill level, no doubt.
It's kind of funny to think that, you know, you're questioning whether they should be racing at that level they are, you know.
Yeah.
Because now it's just like, oh, yeah, of course.
Of course they are.
Yeah. But, you know.
I just want to throw out there, Rick, we're going to jump that next race. So next coming up will be amateur ski stock. Race 29, amateur ski stock. Second to the last race of the day.
Winding
Say
it
it's
down.
not so, will you?
You know what? Let's
start it all over again.
This has been a fun weekend. A little crazy yesterday. We dealt with a little adversity. Everybody came through with flying colors, I thought.
Yep.
Staff, racers, everyone. And today's just turned out spectacularly. And we have been able to get in the entire weekend's worth of racing.
Yeah, no question about it.
You know, kudos to the Pro Watercross crew because these guys have been out here working hard all weekend. Race director Robert Sand, Kevin Scott on the tower, Randy Scott on the water, Drake Stanley, of course, Doreen Nolenberg, braving the elements out on that tower all weekend long, and AJ and Jennifer Handler making it all happen, putting this whole thing together. And don't let me forget Paul Lear in tech as well. I knew I was leaving somebody out, and Paul Lear is that individual, and forgive me for that, but laps winding down here in sports stock, and Hayden Skellett working his way around one more time, and here he comes taking the checkered flag. 3 moto wins today for Hayden Skellett. A clean sweep here in the sports stock class, and gosh, I don't know what happened to Bobby Cardone. Expected him out there battling for this thing, and he did not make the final moto. So tough break for Bobby. Kudos to Hayden. Sammy Niemi comes in third, and 584, a second place for Niemi, I'm sorry. And then 584, Sean Brennan in that third position. Next up is going to be race 29, amateur ski stock. Moto number 3. And this one is going to be a battle for the overall win, as we have a variety of riders. Camden Powell's got a 4 and a 1 for a 5 overall. Jeff Luker's got 2 and a 3 for a 5, so they are tied in points, meaning this final moto is going to decide it. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Marshall Brown has a first and a second. He's got 3 points. So if he finishes relatively well, this class is going to go to Marshall Brown, the 60-year-old out of Christchurch, New Zealand. So we are going to find out who's going to take the overall in this ski class momentarily. We need you riders on the starting line. Amateur ski stock on the line. So yeah, wild and woolly weekend of racing here on Pensacola Beach. What a beautiful sight. Beautiful day all day today, and ups and downs for a lot of riders. As we wait for the amateur ski stock riders to make it down to the starting line, we are winding things down here with round number 1 on the 2019 Pro Watercross National Tour presented by Broward Motorsports, and a list of very, very fine sponsors helping to make this happen this weekend, including, of course, Pensacola Sports, Pensacola Beach, the Santa Rosa Island Authority, Broward Motorsports, Hull Speed, the official marine coating of the tour. Our official live streaming partners, M&M Marine and Primo Wind. Jet Trim is the official seat cover and mat of the tour. VP Fuels is the official fuel. DTV Shredder, WSM Performance Parts, Alert GPS, Watcon.com, Slippery Wetsuits, Fly Racing, and Western Power Sports. Crash Industries, sponsor the National Recreational Tour, Pro Rider Magazine, and Water's Edge Photography. Still waiting for our amateur ski stock riders to get on the line. We're waiting for our riders to get to the starting line. So while we do this, Kurt Nolenberg has got a special guest up here in the tower from WSM. Kurt?
Well, I'm here with Tyler from WSM. Tyler, you're WSM is one of our new sponsors this year in 2019. I personally have known Harry, the founder of your company, for over 20 years. You know, I know a lot about that company, but tell us a little bit about WSM and where you're at here in 2019.
Well, we started about 40 years ago in the snowmobile business, and we dipped into the PWC business, and it kind of took off from there. Now we ship to over 20 countries, so we do PWC, off-road, and marine parts, and yeah, we just just took off from there. And we think it's about time that, because so many riders here today are using our parts and so many people use our parts, that we start giving back to the community that's been supporting us for so long.
Well, we certainly appreciate that, and I just want to throw out there, for especially here in Florida, that you also do marine stuff, outboard pistons, rings, gasket sets,
Yes, sir.
all that kind of stuff.
That. Yes, sir.
Yeah, and ATV as well, I do believe.
Yep.
Yeah.
ATV, UTV. Yep.
Is there anything that you guys don't have your hands in?
No. We even have all the weird stuff. I mean, maybe stuff that's not even, in being made anymore. We might have some laying around. So, we got it all.
Good place. So how do they reach you?
You can check out, if you wanna get parts, you look on WSMparts.com, or you can email us at info.wsmparts.com. Either way.
And as always, we've got a link up on ProWatercross.com. Tyler, thanks so much. Say hi to Harry when you see him again.
Will do.
I appreciate you coming out to the races and seeing what your parts can do out there.
Absolutely.
Good job, man.
Thank you.
All right.
Check. Did great. Absolutely. Oh. Okay, we're heading out. Amateur ski stock, trying to line them up, and I'm going to bring them back around one more time. Amateur ski stock trying to get sorted out here. Looks like Randy's going to take him out for a rolling start. Eliminate the drama down on the beach.
No question, the drama on the beach.
Got somebody out there think, I'm not sure what's going on, but we got to get them back lined up or you're going to have a start at the first turn otherwise. Well, going to bring him back this way.
They tried.
They're way too far out there.
You can't have the start flag at the first turn.
No,
the first buoy.
No.
That's just a little over the top.
A little bit. So they're going to bring him back to the beach and try to get set up again.
So who are we calling? I'm thinking
Well,
Marshall Brown has been, he's been the most successful in this class so far. Right behind him, Camden Powell.
Well, provided Marshall gets a good finish here in Moto number 3, he's looking at the overall today.
No question. I mean, he's in the catbird seat. Right now, he's in first position.
Absolutely.
Right behind him, Camden Powell, 2 points back. So if Powell
and Luker is as well 2 points
and
back.
Luker as well.
So they both have 5, so they're in second. But this final moto is going to determine everything.
And Randy throws the green flag, and off they go.
Well, that's going to be a red. All right, we're going to bring him back. Re-rack, try it again. Let's see what happens.
Let's borrow a Mikey Youngism. We'll restack and re-rack and put him out there one more time. And Mikey Young, if you're watching us on the live stream, how you doing? Come and see us in Daytona. Stop
Hell
by.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Wow, we are seeing some serious struggles down here on the line right now.
Boy, Camden Powell just surfed that thing all the way at Derek. Ran faster than I've seen him run for 10 years. And they're off. Wow.
Challenging start again.
I'll tell you what. Let's see who gets out there.
Challenging start one more time. Amateur ski stock. I think that's Devin Farthing out in front. Let me check that number.
You see a 116.
It is 116. Devin Farthing works his way through that crazy start into the lead. Nice job by Devin here to get out in front.
Well, that's the best start he's had all weekend,
It
and
is.
now it's on everybody else to prove that they can keep up with Minnie Farthing there.
And that's Marshall Brown in second. Marshall Brown, all he needs to do is hang on to the position he's in, and he's got an overall today.
Well, we got the oldest rider chasing the youngest rider. What do you think's going to happen there?
How about that? 60-plus-year-old Marshall Brown chasing down
I'm not
Devin
seeing,
Farthing,
yeah, I'm not seeing him chase him down yet.
15 years old. And actually, Taylor be the youngest
Oh, right,
rider out
Taylor
there
Skillett
at 13.
13, yes.
But nonetheless,
Yeah.
what a discrepancy. But look at Devin Farthing pull out. He is
Whoa, and Brown goes down hard. Wow.
He's up and underway.
He's
there he goes.
4 times Devin's age.
Yeah,
4 times.
4 times.
Not twice as much, 4 times.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Just amazing.
All right, Devin, got to love that free water in front of him. No pump wash to deal with, just the
No.
wave action.
Now, he's got good conditions out in front. He's going to have those for quite a while. So see if he can make good use of it. But right now, he's got number 44, Camden Powell, starting to breathe down his neck just a little bit and close that gap.
I'll tell you what, Dad wants Camden to make this race as short as possible. He's got to get his kid to the airport. Not kidding.
Oh, man. The pressure.
Oh, yeah. Wow, Taylor Skellett back there. She's riding strong. You know, we talk about Hayden all weekend long, but Taylor, I'll tell you what, she has definitely stepped it up. And she's in amateur ski stock. She could be in the kids class if she wanted to. She doesn't want to.
No, impressive. She's a competitor and has proven her abilities out here on the racetrack week after week.
She's getting some massive air out there, I'll tell you what. And Camden Powell starting to reel in Devin Farthing a little here, a little there. Halfway flags are out. Farthing.
Farthing riding a great race here in Moto number 3.
I'll tell you what. You watch Devin's feet come off the tray in that last one. He is just holding on for dear life out there.
But Camden Powell closing that gap slowly but surely right now, starting to creep up into the pump juice.
Well, let's talk about it. Devin Farthing weighs like next to nothing. Okay, Camden, maybe another 40 pounds more.
Probably.
And all the weight in this rough water really helps keep the boat solid and planted. It's a lot easier with more weight in the boat in the surf. No question about it.
Well, Camden doing a nice job. Both these riders 15 years of age and very, very competitive. Quite obviously the sons of 2 longtime pro racers, Devin Farthing, of course, Dustin Farthing's son, and Camden Powell, the son of Derek Powell. So they have that racing in their blood. They have grown up with this sport since the day they were born.
Well,
Devin makes a
he
mistake.
recovers.
Oh, and Camden right behind him almost does the same thing, but hangs on.
And both of them being very gentlemanly, like, I'll tell you what, either one of them could have taken the other out in that situation. Both of them did the right thing, backed out the throttle, let the other rider regain his balance before they went by and knocked him off. So
absolutely.
Awesome.
Yep.
Great job for both of those riders.
Oh.
Is that Camden?
I think Camden went inside that buoy. He's going to go out and make it up right now. Smart racing.
Yep, do the right
by Camden
thing.
Powell. Absolutely. And he sets his sights back on Devin, allows Devin Farthing to get out a little bit of a lead, open up that gap just a bit now as the laps start winding down here in the final moto for amateur ski stock.
Boy, Dustin Higdon, he's having a little trouble out there, stuck back in the pack, not out in front like we expect this.
White flag out, 1 lap to go for Devin Farthing. Right behind him, Cameron and Powell. Here he comes, closing the gap on the final lap. See if Devin can hold off young Camden Powell. Yeah, the question is going to be, where is Marshall Brown? He looks to be in 4th right now, which would give him 7 points. Camden is going to end up with well, he's going to end up with 6 or 7, it looks like, depending. So that
Either
would
way,
give the overall to Camden Powell by virtue of the final moto finish. But we got a little ways to go. White flag lap. Here we go. Winding down. Final laps for amateur ski stock this weekend. Taylor Stewart coming by as the leaders come right behind him. Here comes Devin Farthing. Farthing's going to hang on to take the win here in moto number 3. Powell's going to hang on to take 2nd place. And
here's the challenge.
Now I believe Marshall is in 4th and the rider in front of him is in 3rd. I'm not 100% on that. We will find out in scoring. Let's see who is that in that 3rd position.
Is that Lutker? It is, Jeff
That's
Lutker.
So that's Lutker. So Lutker is going to keep Marshall Brown from the overall today.
Right.
That gives Marshall Brown 4. So he's got 7. Camden Powell's got 7, but a first place last moto finish could give the overall to Camden Powell. Lutker has 5. Well, no, Lutker's going to have 3, so he's going to have 8. So looks like it's going to be Camden Powell, Marshall Brown, and Lutker. 1, 2, 3. What do you think?
Right, and only 1 point separated all 3 of them. The
Yep.
top 2 were tied.
And that right there,
Doesn't
ladies
get
and
much
gentlemen, is why you never give up a position.
Ever.
You just never know. IROC to the line. IROC GP stock to the line.
And Sport GP.
Sport GP, final moto of the day, of the weekend.
Sport GP, the Billy Dearman class.
It is. IROC GP, IROC stock, and Sport GP out on the water. I believe that's John Block out in front.
Yes,
Check
it
them as they
is.
come around. Block with a pair of second-place finishes today.
Look at that. Avery Underhill in that second position. He got that spark out there in second spot. The young man, local hero. Check out Avery with that spark in second. Look out, friends. The world is a-changing.
Avery is on the gas here in moto number 3.
There's, is that Block in third? Rasmussen out front? I'm not sure.
The Pensacola fans, I think it's Block out in front, I believe. But the somebody's down out there. Pensacola fans going crazy for their hometown boy, Avery Underhill.
As well they should.
And Underhill, we have a rider down off one of the EXs as Underhill continues to stay on the pace with our race leader.
Yeah, he is putting it down, I'll tell you what. And John Block is no slouch. Okay?
He just looked back and did a double take and went, who's behind me? I can see 22.
So that's Rasmussen out front. Block is in the Block's in the water.
Yeah, there's two 22s, and I believe that's Block. But I do know it's Underhill in second.
Yeah, no question about that.
And the psychedelic graphics on the third place boat, I'm not sure.
Is that Keith Walker?
176, that's Valentina Lescano.
Oh, Valentina, good. They got the boat running again.
Valentina Lescano out there in, looks like third right now.
Well, she finished first in the last moto in the IBROC stock class, so she's in the running. Another powerful jet ski Miami rider.
Absolutely. Race leader, John Block.
So I'm going to go with Ryan Rasmussen because we've got 22G, 22R, G meaning green, R meaning red. And
all right,
I'm just throwing it out there.
I'm with you. Avery Underhill in second.
In either case.
Either way, no matter how you slice it. And the final lap, counting down. Interesting how this IROC class went from being a Sea-Doo Spark class to, well, it's a combination, but mainly a Yamaha EX class.
Well, Avery Underhill is challenging that right now, being stuck right between two EXs, right?
Yeah, he is.
I'm telling you, kid's doing a great job, especially in the surf on a Spark, trying to keep that thing hooked up.
Doing a great job. Couple more turns to go for Avery. This will be the best finish of his career. He grabs a handful of throttle. He is not going to let this one slip out of his fingers as he takes a second overall. Avery Underhill.
Well,
he is
well
pumped.
done. Valentina Lescano back behind Block.
And that is going to finish things off today here on Pensacola Beach. What a weekend. We are going to gather ourselves for a second, then wrap things up on our live stream cast.
Yep, no question about it.
Beach.
Then we'll be passing out awards back behind the Tower of Power. We'll try and get to that as soon as we can. The Pro-Am awards are on their way down. Got a couple of public service things we need to do up here, and then we'll be down to the award ceremony.
Absolutely. What a weekend of pro watercross racing. What a way to kick off the 2019 Tour, Kurt.
I am telling you.
Wow.
We
saw it all.
Spectacular racing yesterday in incredible conditions. And then today in reasonably rough water at different parts during the day. spectacular rides by fantastic racers.
Yeah, no question about it. Today was more of what we usually see here on Pensacola Beach. The conditions were pretty typical. Yesterday was off the charts. Really fun, really exciting. We loved it. Challenging for the racers, challenging for everybody here, the staff.
No
Everybody
question.
pulled through, but the racing was beyond spectacular, and it really separated the riders out on that one. Today was beautiful, a beautiful day here, and a great race site, Kurt, and what a perfect way to kick off the 2019 tour.
I'll tell you what, I mean, yesterday was challenging, but it's one of those things that after you get challenged and you overcome it and it's behind you, it's like, what a great building block for this season.
Absolutely. New sponsors on board, a new season. We've got riders establishing themselves, some young riders coming up and establishing the old guard.
Wow, I'll tell you.
New equipment being brought out. It's a new year. It's fresh, and it's a lot of fun, and what a great weekend. Could not have been better.
I'll tell you, we're looking forward to next weekend. We're going to Daytona Beach for the first time with Pro Watercross for a closed course race. It's going to be exciting as all get off. Another surf race, which we love absolutely. I want to give a quick shout-out to Maverick, Richard Ignacio. He is the man, the myth, the legend at livestreaming247.com. I want to thank the sponsors, all of our sponsors, of course, but for the live stream, they really stepped up. M&M Power Sports and Marine, UTV Parts out in California. They said, we want to go national. We want to support Pro Watercross, the true national tour. No, they're tired with dealing with other organizations that don't give them the kind of love they deserve. And, man, next weekend, primo wind, we're going to have the Energy Tree powering us all weekend long.
No question about it. Really looking forward to Daytona Beach. Really enjoyed bringing the broadcast to you, and we hope you enjoyed it as much as we did announcing it. It's a lot of fun for everybody. We love the sport and enjoy it. We know you do too, and thanks for joining us. Really appreciate it.
I'm Kurt Nolenberg. He's Rick Lake. We are out of here.